Welcome back to the Battle of the Bridge from the Gallagher Center at Niagara University. It's currently the Purple Eagles on top 48-47 here in the second half of play. I spoke to head coach Greg Paulus of the Purple Eagles coming out of halftime. He was proud of his team holding Canisius to only 6 offensive rebounds thus far. He needs another scorer to emerge on the offensive side of the floor to create space for Marcus Hammond. Back to you, Pat.
Time for our Intense Milk halftime show. And an intense first half. Intense Milk, refuel, recover, replenish. Niagara, 37 first half points, Jack. They shot the ball great. Marcus Hammond played all 20 minutes. Give me some of your impressions of the opening 20.
Yeah, talk about refuel, recover, replenish. That's exactly what Niagara did. Coming off a 36-point performance against the Peacocks, they come back here today. They score 37 in the first half alone. Marcus Hammond has been on another level tonight, but he's done it quietly. 15 points, 5 rebounds, and he's getting his teammates involved, letting guys like Greg Kwakamensa score 6. Sam Iorio's got 6. How about 26 points in the paint for Niagara already?
Talking in their huddle, one quick bucket, perhaps a three-pointer made on this next possession could kill all that momentum that Health Sciences has took so long to build for themselves through the first nearly 4 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Sorry, I had a yawn there. It's the 6th game. I promise. I've been doing 6 today.
But for the people just watching the one, they don't believe you, Tom.
You go back, listen. They're all in the archives right now.
Of course, all games streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can go back and rewatch any of the games that you missed this weekend. A couple of barn burners here from Hamburg High School. Driving the lane, Shamir Carruthers stops and turns up in the post and now kicks it outside. Driving is Parsons. He'll put up a errant right-handed shot. That's no good. Now he gets the chance again from 3 this time. That one's short, tipped by Barley on the rebound into the hands of Jimmy Green. His stretch pass is tipped. Barley turning, waits for the man to jump. The layup is good. Pfeiffer's atop the key. She wants the record for threes, and she got it! Sarah Pfeiffer, a career-high 6 threes in tonight's contest. She now sits at 40 points on the day. What a performance for Sarah Pfeiffer. Tipped off Caden's stick and goes now to the far corner. Cavalieri battles there. Now it goes around the boards for Nostrand. He left it for Milks. Shot from the point. Save made. Rebound. It's battled for. They score! Julian Hamilton at the side of the cage. He didn't throw away that shot. Hamilton ties it at 2. Down the line into a sea of jerseys where it'll go off of Santos' head. And stepping up was Kovalevsky, but now Santos has it as he puts it through the defender's legs. Here's Santos with an opportunity to the goal line, sends it in front, they score! Felipe Santos buries it to Uville's up 1-0.
Hodge Carr crosses half court. Parker all over her. Parker picks it off. She's got 5 steals. Parker turns, throws it up, gets the bucket to go! The number 2 seeded Red Devils pull off the upset. The Section 6 Class A champions.
Marcelino, cross ice, the shot, they score! Ben Rosenberg wins it! The Pelham Pelicans are state champions! 14-5, a dominant performance by the Deposit Hancock Eagles. This one swung on and hit to center field. Damon Storch makes the play. 23-0. The Deposit Hancock Eagles are your 2022 Class D state champions. We welcome you back to Buffalo, New York, just east of downtown Buffalo, as the Dembski Sports Complex, home of the Canisius College Golden Griffins.
Hold on, you got to tell them why now.
Enright delivers the first pitch, swung on and hit by Eagle to the second baseman in time, and a collision on the bag brings a rise out of the fans behind home plate. Eagle starts us off in the fourth with a ground out. During the break, Francis Beck, our producer, claiming that downtown Buffalo does not reach the home of the Canisius College Golden Griffins. We'll give him that it is east of downtown, of course, not right down the strip near the arena. Perhaps if we were at Salem Field where the Bisons play, we could be sure.
Then we can say downtown
Buffalo.
perfectly there. All right.
Regardless, a beautiful day in western New York. 69 and sunny. Some clouds rolling in, but scattered at that. Looking to be a perfect day for championship baseball. 1-1 the count now to Sean Connor. He reached on base last inning with a walk. After earning himself a full count, came around to score the game's second run. This one he hits high into left field. Coming in under it is Jack Stravino. He misses it. Stravino fires it into second. Tommy Lynch not able to apply the tag in time. Sean Connor reaches second base on the play.
You know, I'll tell you, Enright has done what he's needed to do today, right? He's come in, if you think about it, you take away that single that turned into a triple, you take away this play right here. I mean, Enright has really pitched a very good game right here.
It was a run of 4 straight hits in the third inning, combined with 5 RBIs and 5 runs scored. That gave the Marauders their lead that they currently sit at. Canisius able to respond, however, at least putting 1 up on the board in the top of the 4th. Two errors on Canisius on the day. Most recently, Sean Connor reaching second base on an error in left field to Stravino. Not his usual spot in the outfield, typically a right fielder, moved over to the left side today. An error to each of the outfielders in the corners.
Hit him.
Our first hit batter on the day, Nate Casarsa, will sit on first base.
That's one I can't tell. Did the sun get in his eyes? I did see the wind blowing far out there with the flag. Did the wind have a play in it? You know, tough to tell.
Well, the double play now intact. And we may have a pinch runner here out at second base.
The pinch runner at second base for St. Joe's, number 14, Aaron Gentz.
Aaron Gentz out to second base. The junior stands at 6'1". He's 175 pounds, speedy on second base as the Marauders look to perhaps play a little small ball here and get him over and in. The top of the lineup here with Chris Casarsa. Flew out to first in the third, struck out swinging in the first. Casarsa looking for his first on base at bat. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Five hits on 5 runs, just 1 left on base in the third for St. Joe's. They've got 2 ducks on the pond at first and second currently, and a 2-1 count to Chris Casarsa. One out gone by. Enright delivers. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Crusaders could use a bit of a momentum swing here. An error and a hit batter are the reasons there are 2 batters on base. Called strike 3 as Chris Casarsa goes down looking. The 4th strikeout thrown by Will Enright. Enright's had 1 strikeout every inning so far. He can end the 4th with 1 here. A force out at every base as well. First pitch to Joey Haynes in the dirt. Reached on a single to left field his last time up after flying out to right in the first.
Actually, that was that play that Mazzara had over in the hole that almost threw him out, if you remember.
2-0 to Joey Haynes.
Joey, right now, your hottest hitter for St. Joe's. 3 hits yesterday, 1 today. He's 4 hits right now.
The shortstop right-handed hitter stands in for the 2-0 and watches that one right down the heart of the plate. 2-1. Bit of a changeup there on 2-1. 2 outs gone by, runners at first and second. The 2-1 hit high into the air to right field. Jamison Chalupka traps it and makes the play. No runs scored in the 4th inning for St. Joe's. 2 runners left stranded. Canisius looking to cut into the 4-run deficit in the 5th inning. It's Jack Stravino flipping it to the top of the lineup for Mazzara and Gill. Due up for the Crusaders after this, right here on WNY Athletics.
Back from the Gallagher Center. First it was Kyra Grimshaw with 2 threes, and then back-to-back Lori Porter threes has the Purple Eagles up by 12.
Yeah, shooting 5 from 11 from 3 right now. You can see the other big stat of the game right now is Niagara's got 14 points off the bench right now. We've got 9 players that have already played in this game for Niagara.
Of course, Jada Pierce running that full court press defense as they do here. Get the legs moving for the Purple Eagles, having to go a bit deeper than a few other teams in the MAC. Marist, one of those teams that doesn't have the roster space to run 9 deep. They've got 9 on the roster that they may get to tonight. On the near wing, Kendall Crick brings it up top. Tight defense there from Brooklyn Jones. Now to the far side, Ellison kicks it down low. Crick off the pick and roll, gets the layup to go.
Yeah, that was a really good back screen by Samantha Bailey that led to that wide open shot.
Here is Brooklyn Jones atop the key to the near side. Another 3 for Porter. Nothing but net for Lori Porter. 3 of 3 for trifectas. Kennedy double teamed at the sideline. Will draw the foul against the Purple Eagles. Porter and Parker both there putting the pressure on, trying to force the turnover. How about the 3 from Lori Porter? Feeling it from outside tonight. A 9-point run alone for Lori Porter has Niagara up 13 now. Marist 1 of 6 from the field in their last 7 attempts. Ellison outside and a foul is called. Maddie Yell was out to guard the cutting Bonilla. Yell picks up her second. Bonilla will inbound with a full 20-second shot clock for the Red Foxes along the near sideline. Gets it up top for Ellison. Ellison to the near wing. Bonilla steps inside the arc. Now back up top it goes. Shazer, 8 to shoot. Backs down Grimshaw. Cutting in the lane was a Red Fox. Now driving through and laying it up and in for 2 is Annabelle Ellison. Ellison now with 6 points on the day. She's 2 away from her season high, which she set on the 24th of January against Canisius. Just a strong take from Ellison, getting it up and in. Good defense by Niagara, not taking the foul there. They've got 2 in the quarter. Aaliyah Parker works it to Angel Parker. Back to the corner, hard. Bounce pass down low. Aaliyah off the glass, off the rim. She'll get her own rebound, put it back up, and lay it in for 2. Aaliyah Parker now with her first points on the day. Marist trying to capitalize on the Scrambling defense of the Purple Eagles. A baseline jumper from Shazer is no good. Aaliyah the other way in transition. A 3-on-3 break. Aaliyah takes it herself. Had the ball ripped out of her hands. Bonilla was there, but Juliana will take it out of bounds herself. Niagara gets possession at the baseline.
Yeah, Marist is running their offense. They have good ball movement, getting good looks, just not shooting the basketball real well up to this point.
It's been the story of the season for the Red Foxes. They get their open looks. You can't complain with the shots they're taking. Just unlucky bounces sometimes. And speaking to their coach, Georges, he says it's not like they're not in the gym every night shooting threes and shooting mid-range jumpers, working on that shot. Just for some reason not falling so far in the regular season. A step-back three for Angel. Strong. Rebound goes for Ellison. Ellison will turn the corner on the stretch. Defense there from Olivia Mason. She'll pick it up top. Bonilla pulls the deep two and gets it to go. No shooting woes here for Juliana Bonilla. She gets her third point on the day. Angel Parker with Crick out to guard her. Uses the screen from Aaliyah. Angel to the right wing. Puts it on the floor. The Euro step. And the officials right there to wave off the basket on a travel call.
Yeah, they're going to say instead of jump stopping with those feet landing together on that, it was more of a hop or a little split. You see, feet don't land at the same time. Officials are correct that is a trap.
Still the athletic ability of Angel Parker, named preseason All-MAC first team this year. She was a track runner in high school at Cardinal O'Hara. Could explain the triple jump stop there on the drive in the lane. To the near side it goes for Emma Wax, who checks in for minutes tonight. In the lane for Shazer. Turns on Aaliyah. Gets it off the rim. Punched in the air and grabbed by Aaliyah Parker. Parker now with 5 rebounds on the day. Drives herself and draws the foul and the bucket to go for Aaliyah Parker. Kennedy picks up the foul. That'll be her second on the day. 3 against Marist so far in the quarter. Aaliyah with a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way. 13-point lead for the Purple Eagles. Of course, Aaliyah and Angel going to school locally in Western New York, following Jada Pierce to Niagara. Aaliyah in her freshman season, she's top 7 in the conference in steals and field goal percentage this year. Definitely a bright spot for Niagara going forward for the next few years to come. Bonilla to the far wing. Driving inside is Cunningham, and she'll lay it up and in for 2. Katie brings it within 12. Angel wants to change that. Thought about a step back. Instead drives the lane. Left-handed layup is good. Angel Parker dances around the defense for 2.
Yeah, the big thing with Parker is that hesitation dribble. She really does a good job. She stands up just slightly, changes her speed. Defender stands up. She can go right behind her.
Brooklyn Jones shook it off by Kennedy, and boy, there's the tail of the tape right there. Trenasia Kennedy, great move in the lane. The step back 3, however, around the rim, and it toilet pulls out. Angel Parker will slow things down with 4 players, 2 on each side, ready to check in at the next whistle. To Aaliyah Parker at the post. Pump fake the pass outside for Jones. Now we'll put it on the floor. Corner shot 3 for Allie Har is good.
Defense dropped on that penetration by Aaliyah Parker. Does a nice job finding Har in the corner.
Allie Har makes it 7 made threes on the day for Niagara. Still 4 minutes to play in the first half, and Allie will bring it down the floor off the miss. She'll pull a 3. That one wide right off the rim. Fought for on the ground. Olivia Mason was diving there. A foul called. We look back at that Trenasia Kennedy step back. Looks like a deep 2. Just an unfriendly roll. You'll get those when you play on the road, as Marist will continue to do as they head to Canisius in 2 days. 1 o'clock tip against the Golden Griffins. Still plenty of time remaining in this contest, however, and they're down 17. Trenasia Kennedy crosses the timeline. Porter out to guard her. Kennedy down low pass, cutting the lane. Unfriendly layup there. Katie Cunningham put it off the bottom of the rim. Grimshaw says thank you very much and hands it to Ali Har. And Grimshaw sets the screen. Har to the right wing. Cutting back door is Porter. She'll spring free to the right corner. Har instead takes the three herself. Unfriendly roll. Rebound goes to Kennedy, and she's fouled on the rebound. Make that 4 fouls now on Niagara. One more, and it'll send Marist to the free throw line. There you see Brooklyn Jones hands up. Didn't think she was guilty of that one. However, the official, wanting to clean things up down low, makes the call. Annabelle Ellison will bring it to the left side, slow up on Brooklyn, and now go left again. Porter with the trap outside, springs Kennedy free on the right wing, drives on Grimshaw, and the offensive charge against Trenasia Kennedy.
Yeah, she had the opportunity to settle for the pull-up jumper, but decided to take it all the way to the rim. Niagara defender Grimshaw's outside the restricted area and takes the charge.
Make that 2 personal fouls on Trenasia Kennedy, who had knee surgery this past spring. That held her out for the beginning of the season. She missed non-conference play, came back. Just as she comes back, a few games later, Kiara Fisher then goes down with a season-ending injury, forcing Trenasia Kennedy, the junior, to step into a key role for Marist. Plenty of young players still on this Marist roster, plenty to look forward to. If you're a fan of the Red Foxes, Ali Har pulls the mid-range jumper around the rim, out, rebound to Glover, the bucket, and the foul. So the missed shot from Ali Har, in on the rebound, Sage Glover. No one there. Kendall Crick was to her left, but Glover gets up and grabs that one, puts it back.
Glover didn't get boxed out by anybody. Just kind of wide open under there. Was able to secure that rebound with the putback.
Sage Glover, the 6-foot sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio. When she played at Northland High School, she was named first team Ohio Capital Conference her senior year. The sophomore looks to get more and more minutes as the season goes on. Currently playing just under 7 minutes a game. She may get more tonight after the big-time play she just made. Brooklyn Jones takes a seat as Angel Parker checks in. Maddie L checks in as well for Niagara. And the three-point play converted on by Sage Glover. That will spring Mariana Freeman off the bench. She'll take out Maddie L. Substitutions for Marist will bring Emma Wax to the baseline to inbound. 20-point deficit already with under 3 to play in the first half. Annabelle Ellison crosses the timeline, trying to shake off Freeman. Loud bench from Niagara. Ellison has to pull up her dribble. To the right side it goes with 15 to shoot into the corner. Cunningham posting up on Glover. Glover hands up, kick outside. Crick drives around Grimshaw. To the left wing. Wax steps inside, handoff out. Bailey for 3, off the iron. Rebound goes to Freeman. She tried to dive to save it as the shot clock never reset. There was no possession after the missed shot. Freeman looked like she had it, and that's what Brian Georges is arguing.
Yeah, Coach George is correct on that. That was a definitely hit on the 3. So, yeah, there's clearly hit the rim. Yeah, it should have been reset there and was not.
Now, does it not get reset on the possession following, or does it reset on the miss?
Well, the way the rule changes now with that is true, because they have to wait and see is it an offensive rebound, defensive rebound. So it's technically not when it hits the rim, but they should have kept playing through.
At that point, I wasn't even sure if it had been out of bounds before that anyway. Regardless, Marist gets the basketball on the sideline, and they'll have a full 20 to shoot as they inbound to Annabelle Ellison. Jones out guarding, I beg your pardon, that's Freeman out guarding her. Freeman falls, pops right back up on her feet. Still with the ball now is Bailey. She works down low on Grimshaw. 7 to shoot. Pass inside. Crick in the lane. Turns. Finds a man outside. Ellison drives. And a whistle for a foul away from the play with 1 second on the shot clock.
That's a tough one for a coach to take. You're having such great defensive pressure and effort. You get it down to 1 second, and then you bail them out with the foul. And now they're shooting foul shots.
Mariana Freeman picks up her first foul on the day. Heard that Niagara bench get loud and active on the defensive possession for the Purple Eagles. Jada Pierce taking a lot of pride in that defense, of course. Top 3 in the nation in steals per game. They love that pressure up and down the floor. But when they set up in their half-court defense, Sue, it's tough to work it inside on the Purple Eagles. As you see the hands in the lane, they don't put their hands down.
Yeah, they're all about not only the steals, but deflections, right? Deflections lead to a lot of good things in basketball, so they're also focusing on that.
Mariana Freeman kicks it up top for Haar. The senior guard hands it off to the junior guard, Angel Parker. Parker with 13 to shoot, swings it up top for Glover. To the left wing, Freeman steps inside, step back, mid-range jumper, nothing but net for Mariana Freeman. Freeman on the board, make it all but one Purple Eagles who have checked in have scored. Maddie Yell, the lone player yet to get on the board for the Purple Eagles, who have seen minutes. To the near wing, the Foxes go with Boylan. Pass up top, Ellison. To the far wing, Wax with a deep 2. That one's strong. Rebound hauled in by Cunningham. One bounce and off the glass. It's good. Angel Parker will slow things down with just over a minute to play in the first half from the Gallagher Center as Niagara looks to win their first game here against the Red Foxes in over a decade. To the near wing, a 3. Strong from Freeman. Rebound goes into the hands of Katie Cunningham. I beg your pardon. Annabelle Ellison, who takes it the whole way, goes around Ali Har. The layup, no good. Sage Glover, the rebound. Angel, down low. Grimshaw, off the window. It's good.
You can tell Grimshaw was going to the rim with that even before she caught it. She was thinking about getting baseline and getting to the rim.
Grimshaw now with 8 points, 3 of 4 from the field. The one miss coming from beyond the arc. A mid-range jumper off the iron for Bailey. Rebound goes to Cunningham. Her shot off the rim, gets her own board, and a whistle for a foul. 15 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, nice job by Cunningham there just to stay with that.
Angel Parker picks up her first foul of the half. Freeman checks out, receiving a round of applause for her efforts so far, and she'll have a chat with Jada Pierce as we look at Katie Cunningham. Had a career making a season high in blocks, had 2 against Niagara earlier this year, en route to a 72-65 victory. Second shot is good. Olivia Mason checks in for Niagara. Mason, one of many smart players on the floor for Niagara. Last year, as a sophomore, she was named MAC All-Academic Team. Also, a lacrosse player in high school. Jada Pierce talking about how she likes the multi-sport athletes in high school, as plenty of college coaches, I'm sure, do nowadays.
Yeah, and I've heard from a lot of lacrosse coaches that basketball is such a similar sport.
What a shot to end the half. Angel Parker banks open at Niagara.
Yeah, Angel Parker's got a smile on her face on that one, getting the big 3-pointer to end the half.
Angel Parker now ties Lori Porter with 9 points in the first half. 46-22 is where we stand after 2 quarters of play. How about this move from Angel Parker?
Yeah, she's got a great crossover dribble. Definitely, I don't think she expected to bank it in, but there it goes.
And had she not, she had Olivia Mason below the basket for the rebound. We'll be back on the other side of this break with the Intense Milk Halftime Show on ESPN+.
Fredonia looking to punt this one away with Owen Rush. And he'll do so with a high floater. This is going to be batted down by McCall. And this will be inside the 10-yard line, down around the 7. Lauder will down it. A nice special teams play in a game like this. Special teams means so much in field position. And Fredonia, who started a few drives ago at their own 5-yard line, now has Medina pinned inside their own 10. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. No snow coming down now, just on the field as we look to see how Medina will attack this Hillbilly defense. Look for the speedster in Jaron Rim. He's got 31 receptions on the year, leads the team in receptions, 400 yards, 7 touchdowns through the air, 4 wide, 2 on each side, with 1 in the backfield. Snap to Payne, handoff inside, goes to Skinner. He'll get around the 10-yard line, short pickup for the Mustangs. Jaden Whitfield was there wearing number 50 for Fredonia. Jaden, the senior, standing at 6'2", 260 on that D line. We look to see how Fredonia matches up with the weapons of the Mustangs. Medina will send 2 to each side again. Skinner in the backfield with Payne in shotgun. Snap to Xander Payne, fakes the handoff, tucks it, and carries it himself. Hole opens up beautifully amongst the O-line. Payne's on his feet, and he's inside the 50 to the 45, and he's being chased by Davis. It's a foot race. Xander Payne will finally be taken down at the 19-yard line. What a run for the quarterback from Medina.
Simon Davis saves a touchdown right there, and you don't know if that's going to come into play, right? These conditions, anything can happen. That hustle right there could be big. But, boy, you got to love some of the moves that Payne puts on there, some of the twists and moves, and he gets into open space and does a great job of turning that into a huge run.
We talked about Roosevelt Mitchell on the D-line wearing number 63, the sophomore for Medina. There he was at left tackle, and he formed with Zach Oliver, the senior left guard, to create that hole for Payne all the way back in their own territory. Now they're all the way flip the field at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 as we end the first quarter of play. No score from Highmark Stadium. This is the Section 6 Class C Championships, and we'll throw it down on the field with Sarah Holland. We're back, 1st and 10, handoff to Skinner on the left side. A lot of bodies on the left side there for Medina. Fredonia's D-line gets there as well. Skinner will pick up about 3 on the first rush of the second quarter. No score from Highmark Stadium. Class C Section 6 2021 championship between the Mustangs and the Hillbillies. Medina won last year. They beat Southwestern, but again, that game wasn't played at Highmark Stadium. It was in May. It was at Medina. Some may say Mickey Mouse title, not the Mustangs, though, as they ran it back this year. Haven't lost since last season. They're 10-0 in their way, the 10-0 Hillbillies. Now under center. Now snap goes to Skinner. Goes around the left side. No, they faked me out. Xander Payne held the ball. He's inside the 5 and picks up the first down.
Great call there by Payne. Did you see that open up? As you saw his receivers go out towards the sidelines, the middle of the field just opened up beautifully for him. And then goes right up the gut right there and almost takes it in.
1st and goal for the Mustangs at the 4-yard line. Make it the 5. Fredonia's defense got a turnover on the other side of the field on Medina's first drive inside the 5-yard line. Medina finally gets back inside the 5 here, and they've got Payne. Under center, takes the snap. He'll keep it himself. The fullback Skinner pushes him forward. They're going to push him all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. Xander Payne keeps it himself. Gets the help from his backfield. The Mustangs a quick 6-0 lead here in quarter number 2.
Backfield, don't forget the line to get that push going, right? That push gets led by the offensive line, and then he gets a little help from the backside to be able to finish it off.
Right up the gut there. This Medina O-line led by their center, Colvin Stalker, the senior. Pushed that line as he handed the snap off and then just got his feet moving, got the bodies moving, and eventually Payne falls his way beyond the goal line.
They're going for 2 right here.
With Payne in shotgun, he's got 1 behind him. Snap to Payne, handoff to Skinner, and he's going to walk in for an extra 2 points. 8-0 lead for the Mustangs. 10:40 to go in the second quarter of play.
Boy, I think today you may be better off going for 2 than actually kicking the extra points today.
You don't have to clear off the field.
Anything can happen, when you're talking about placement down, going up, trying to kick in a wet area. Anything can happen out there. So, I do like the call right there, 2 points. And when you get it into a 2-point game, we could be talking about, again, special teams coming into play and being the big difference of whether you win or lose.
8-0 lead for Medina. Fredonia will look to return this kick. They've got Whitfield back there to return. Also deep will be number 8 for the Hillbillies, Ethan Fry.
I wonder if Fredonia's expecting a short little kick right here.
A lot of bodies just 10 yards off the ball.
You could see it almost expecting something that's going to be short.
Xander Payne, the kicker for Medina as well. And we see how the Mustangs attack this kick. It's a squib that goes over the middle, and diving on it there will be Xavier Bloom. Or correction, that'll be Micah Davis with Fredonia.
So they were. That's exactly what they were doing. They were expecting that short one. As you saw, both Davis brothers right there moved up and were playing up right there. They were expecting the short kick to see if they could make a return from there.
Now the snow starts to flurry a bit more at Highmark Stadium. Nick Whitfield will stand in shotgun. 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Lauder in the backfield. Lauder, the only one with, looks like a sweatshirt on under his uniform. Bit easier to grip the ball, maybe. We'll see. Handoff, no. Snap goes to Whitfield, throws over the middle. It's incomplete.
Oh, and there's a flag.
Davis, flag on the play.
Came in late, and you're going to think it's some sort of defensive holding or passing interference play. You actually saw Simon Davis calling for a flag right there. He got it.
It will be against the Mustangs.
And it is passing interference right there.
Thick snowflakes coming down now. We'll see how that accumulates on the field throughout not just today's game. We've got 2 more to play after this one from Highmark Stadium in the B Championship and then the AA as well following that here from Orchard Park. So they'll walk off the yardage. Fredonia will pick up the first down on the penalty, and they're right at midfield at the 50-yard line.
And remember, you'll be on a call later on as you're going to have the Monsignor Martin Championships as you'll head over to St. Francis for St. Francis and Canisius.
Have to be careful on the roads, of course. If you're listening, stay safe. That's why we're here. You can stay in your home, stay warm, and watch us all day on Western New York Athletics. Fumble on the play. Whitfield gave it up on the run, and it'll be a turnover. Medina recovers the fumble. It was Skinner who fell on it. Looked like it was just a clean mishandle of the ball from Whitfield. No one was in there to punch it away. But like we said, the elements play an element in the game. Turnover for Fredonia, and now Medina's got a chance to go up 2 scores.
We no doubt it's going to be like this all day, right? It could be the battle of who wins the turnovers and who can hold on to the ball right now. No doubt that's going to be the difference of whether you win a sectional title or not today. And it's not only the fact that it's cold and yes, it's snowing, but look at the way the snow's coming down. That's wind having an effect on that. As you can see, it's swirling all over, which means the wind is having an effect out there too. Wind having an effect.
See it on the goalposts. The flag's moving a bit side to side. Now in shotgun, Payne hands it off to Skinner up the middle. Hole is created. Skinner keeps churning the legs, is finally met there by the Hillbillies, and it takes 3 Hillbillies to bring him down. Beyond the midfield line, Skinner gets to about the 45-yard line of Fredonia. Second down. Credit the junior Micah Davis making the tackle on the play with a host of Hillbillies. Second down and 1 coming up.
And I will tell you, though, because of the weather, a lot of running, that clock keeps moving. It's going to be time of possession, too. You've got to make sure you win that time of possession battle today.
Payne under center takes a snap. He'll follow his O-line and try to fight for the first down. Bodies pile up by the line of scrimmage. They rule him shy of the first down, a pickup of about 1 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down for Medina. So Fredonia can get away with that fumble if they can get a stop here in midfield and not give up any points, as Medina's already out to a quick 8-0 lead here in quarter number 2. 9:20 remaining in the first half of play and counting.
You almost wonder, too, are they in 4th down territory? They're flirting with it right now. They're flirting with the chance. I mean, it is very short here. I'm not going to be surprised we see that play earlier with Payne, right up the middle with the push.
Eric Valley, head coach of the Mustangs, knows that this Fredonia team will stifle you defensively if you don't score on them quick when you get the opportunities. But it looks like they won't even need to think about going for it on 4th down, as they give them the 1st down on the 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10 from the 42. We've got a timeout from Fredonia. And we'll take a timeout as well. We'll rejoin you on the other side of this break. 8-0 Mustangs lead in the second quarter. You're watching Western New York Athletics. We're back for second period action from the Lecom Harbor Center in downtown Buffalo. Boy, oh boy, it's a good one. Shaping up to be an all-time game between Grand Island and Starpoint. No goals in the first period. 9 shots for the Starpoint Spartans, 5 shots for the Grand Island Vikings. Randy Schultz, I'm Jack Cruiser. Randy, this first period was probably the most fun hockey we've seen all day, and we had seen 2 full games of championship hockey before this one.
Absolutely, Jack, and I'll tell you, I can't believe I even get paid to do this. I mean, we're having a lot of fun here. We've definitely had that, but yes, this has been the most entertaining game. You had action going from both one end to the other on both teams. You've got some great saves by the goaltenders, both of whom, if you look at them statistically, they're just sort of average good goalies. But these guys are playing like all-stars tonight, so no argument from my end, and we've got 2 more periods to go here, so stay with us. We're going to have some big hockey game going on here.
Boy, Randy, there's not much adjustments you can talk about from either team going into this second period. Just keep doing the same and feed off that energy from the crowd on both ends of the rink. As you see the Starpoint Spartan fans on the far side, you don't see them on your screen right now, but just to the bottom left corner, that Grand Island fans, those fans are going crazy as well.
And folks, this is not something that's pumped in here for fan reaction. You're getting it live.
Love it. For a year that we didn't have any fans in stands, we didn't have much sporting events going on a few years ago, to be back at the Harbor Center this year and to be back with fully packed stands of fans and students alike, all cheering on their teams. Couldn't ask for anything better than championship hockey from Harbor Center in downtown Buffalo, as the eyes of New York State are on this game right here tonight. Awaiting the winner of this is Salmon River, as Salmon River will take on the winner of this game on Saturday. Salmon River out of Section 10 in New York State. We don't have a time or a place for that one yet. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. In the meantime, it is the Starpoint Spartans with it in the offensive zone, promptly giving it away to Idrius Faletta, who takes it out to the neutral zone. Here's an opportunity for John Mankowski as he chips it into the far side. Kwarczak puts on the brakes, throws it out in front. Mankowski got it along the far side. Shot from the point goes just wide. Garreau's lost his stick. Along the near side, now Garreau gets it right back again. It is sent right back in by the Vikings. Just a minute into play in this second period. Garreau a bit shaky in the early goings of this one, losing his stick. Nearly an opportunity for Mankowski. It goes for naught, and an icing against the Spartans will send the faceoff deep inside the Starpoint end.
And I'll tell you, you're getting all sorts of action here. For those of you tuned in, we thank you very much for tuning in with us here tonight. You are seeing some good, exciting end-to-end hockey.
Face-off won defensively by Owen Kiesman. Kiesman swings around the corner and gets it up through the neutral zone for Myalenko. Pass to the center of the ice, Justin Bull over the blue line. Bull on his backhander will take it to the corner. Good stick lift there and a body along the board set by the forward, John Mankowski. Out to center, Thomas Dwarek sends a wrister. That one gets blocked in the lane by Braden Allen. Along the near boards, Myalenko tries to clear. It's held into the offensive zone momentarily by Patrick Johnston. Out to center, stealing it, Bartolotta. Bartolotta's wrister goes off of Blaz's stick and into the mesh.
And I'll tell you, you've got a lot of action going on here. And again, goaltender just got a piece of that, sending it airborne and then bouncing off that netting and coming right back down on the ice. But again, these players are using every item they can think of here in this building to get scoring chances. They're bouncing it off boards, they're bouncing off end boards, side boards, whatever they can do to get scoring chances here.
Mankowski with Falletta and Kwarjak. Mankowski on the draw. It's won by Alec Kirk of the Spartans. Sent all the way down the ice. This one will roll right on goal for Smith. He'll come out to play it to the far boards. Stepping up from the defensive spot is Jacob Cyrick. Cyrick, I beg your pardon, the winger, chipping in down low. Gets help from William Mainstone. Now Cyrick goes after it behind the cage again. Cyrick gets bodied there by Connor Morrow. Behind the goal, it springs to the far side. Mainstone puts a body on. Taylor lets a clapper go. That's blocked in the lane. Out to center. It's brought by the Vikings, and they'll turn it right over. Taylor steps into another clapper. That goes far wide. Morrow got a stick on that one. Sent out in front. No one there for start point as Cyrick centered that one. Chipped into the neutral zone and the offensive end by the Vikings and John Mankowski. Lifted high the other way. Mainstone chases after it. Into the offensive zone for the Spartans. Here is Alec Kirk in the near corner, turning, looking for a pass and finding a man at the blue line. It was blocked in the way there by Kwarjak. Kirk has it again. Down low. Here's Cyrick. Cyrick works it to the far point for Blaz. Blaz walks the far blue line and gets it to Cyrick. Cyrick, wrister through traffic off the end wall, looking for Mainstone on the back door. He was shut out neatly by Connor Morrow. Offensive pressure for Star Point here as they lead the way in shots, 9-5 so far, and they'll head back into the offensive zone after the icing. Randy, we talk about that first goal. We're still waiting to be scored. Something of note, the team that has scored first in both the matchups this year has won the game. On the 30th of December, it was Star Point scoring the first 4 goals of that one. They won 6-3. A week later, on the 7th of January, Grand Island scored 7 of the first goals. They won 7-0. Those are the 2 games that these 2 teams have played. How crucial can that first goal be? We will see as play unfolds and the puck flies into the Grand Island bench.
And I'll tell you, with these 2 teams right now, the way they've been playing and what their history shows getting up to this point, they have had some wild games to have to deal with here. And I'll tell you, Grand Island certainly understands what pressure is all about.
Defensive zone won by Grand Island. Out to center, here is Przybal. Przybal with Geyer with him. Przybal lost control of it. Good defensive work by Kobe Lawrence. Out to center it goes, just barely crossing the blue line, forcing the Vikings to tag up. Hustling in is Chance Luthringer as he gets told to go chase after it by his forward. Luthringer will put the forecheck on as the puck is sent out to center by the Spartans at the blue line. 2 Spartans converge on it as Luthringer takes out a body along the near boards. Cameron Agro hits the deck. In over the offensive line. Bush tries to break free. Stolen away by Abbott. Held in at the blue line with a wrister right on goal. Smith makes the save off the shot from Braden Allen. Around the goal it goes. Agro steps up along the boards. Agro will play it back to the point. Taylor has to outstretch his arm to make that play. He sends one just a bit behind Kiesman. His pass down low goes off the end wall for Bush to play. Now Kiesman in the corner. Chips it back down behind the goal. Popping free to the near corner is Sully Corte, banking it off the wall. Corte continues the momentum and fires it through the neutral zone. Just on goal, negating the icing as Garreau has to knock it into the corner. Josh McClellan plays it to his defensive partner, Bobby Taylor, who plays it out to center. Kiesman chips it in. That one will go wide of the goaltender, Smith. No icing as it was chipped just past the red line. Now this one, if Kwarjak can't get there in time, and he won't, will be an icing against the Vikings.
And so far, are you ready for the jinx?
I'm ready.
So far, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't had a power play yet.
No, we have not. And crucial that is, as both teams have scored at least 15 goals on the power play this season.
So maybe I've cursed it here. One of them will get a power play here coming up.
Walking in Bull with a shot right on. Smith makes a save. The rebound still loose at the side of the goal. Snyder clears for the Vikings, and that brings a rise out of the Vikings faithful. At the blue line, Snyder will get it out. Boy, maybe you didn't have a penalty right off the face-off, but we almost had our first goal. Peyton Abbott will bank it off the wall in front of the Spartan bench and get it out to center. Stepping up is Bobby Taylor. He'll send it into the offensive end. Ryan Smith to his defensive partner, Peyton Abbott. Cross ice, passes sent off the near board. Snyder couldn't reach it. Taylor defensively for the Spartans sends it through the neutral zone, tips off of the stick of Justin Bull. He'll hustle after it in the near corner. Bull throws it on goal, and Evan Smith snags it and hangs on. 11:34 to go in the second period of play. Still no score.
And I'll tell you, that's the one thing I really like about Justin Bull. In the multiple games I've seen, he is not afraid to shoot from. If he gets within a sniffing distance of the goal, he will fire that puck at the goaltender, hoping that maybe the goalie will mishandle it and it can result in a goal.
Justin Bull leads the way with 19 goals on the year for the Spartans. Leads the team in power play goals as well. He's got 5 of them on the man advantage. In the offensive zone, the Vikings look to set up. Kwarjak lets a man walk free. The wrister came from the top of the key from Jamian Wright. Around the boards it goes, stepping up. Cortez shot right on the rebound. They score! The sophomore sensation, Jamian Wright, buries it. Grand Island 1-0.
Wow, that was huge. As we watch it on the replay, the rebound came out and he took care of it. And I'll tell you, it was there. It was an opportunity for him, and this time he buried it. And those are the kind of things you look for to get back into this game.
A 5-1 lead for the Dieuville Saints after one quarter of play as they look to end out their 2022 regular season campaign on a high note. And they've done so here, singing high A's here in the opening quarter. A 5-1 lead after suffering the first goal against Jessica Keinzer. The lone goal for the Bridgeport Purple Knights. They had 8 shots in that opening quarter, 5 of which found their way on goal. Credit the goalkeeper, Bryn Stworzelik, with some big saves, 4 of them in the first quarter. Saints 11 shots total, 9 of which on goal. Both teams 1 of 2 in their free position shots. That's how Keinzer got her only goal on the game for the Purple Knights. It was a free position look, straightaway setter at the goalkeeper Stworzelik, who couldn't handle the shot. Saints, however, have supplied plenty of backup support for their goalkeeper and goals as they stormed back to score 5. First, it was Sydney Gordon responding 4 minutes after Keinzer's goal for the Purple Knights. Then an explosion from Gordon Riedel, 2 from Bethany Walcott as Paige Cosina added 1 in the middle there, making it 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 after Walcott's 2 to end the first quarter of play is where we stand. On the draws, fairly even. 4 for the Saints, 3 for the Purple Knights, as it will be Bethany Walcott lining up for the Saints against Danielle Kreitler. Kreitler's got 1 draw control to her name so far today. For Dieuville, Malvaso with 2. Number 17 lines up in the offensive end as the teams switch sides here for quarter number 2. 15 minutes on the clock for the second frame. Walcott and Danielle in the center, looking to win the draw again. It flips to Malvaso. She scoops it up in stride to start the offensive breakout. Malvaso with speed, looking for a pass, continues with possession. Malvaso moving the legs, churning and sends it in front. Paige Cosina puts on the wheels. She works her way to the right side. Pump fake, goes around a defender, sends it in front. Walcott shoots one off the goal post, bounces just out again. Emily Fisher at the side of the goal scoops it up. To the near side, trying to start the offense with Sydney Gordon. A little miscommunication on where to go between her and Walcott will slow things down. Tiffany Cristofanelli to Paige Cosina on the far side as the 2 grad students switch spots. Turning in the lane is Walcott. Bumped out of her stick. She scoops it right back up. Good defensive effort from Danielle Kreitler as she handles. In front of the goal, Kreitler tries to scoop it up, knocks a stick out of her way. Walcott gets possession, however, she'll hand it right back over to Kreitler on the official's ruling. Kreitler can't control. Danielle Thompson puts on the forecheck. Able to scoop it up defensively is Alexis Richardson of the Bridgeport Purple Knights. UB takes it into the offensive end, looking for a pass to the slot. Addison Plume was all alone, couldn't get the pass to her, as it was number 22, Megan Kreidler, who couldn't corral it in stride. Back the other way to Uville controls with Sydney Waters. Over the half-field line and into the offensive territory, it's Sydney Gordon. Gordon, a senior on the roster for the Saints, controls on the far side. Gordon atop the key for Paige Cosina, the transfer out of Mercyhurst. For Malvaso, the transfer from Canisius. Cosina on the left wing, uses the screen for Malvaso. Cosina double-teamed, found her space. Bodies hit the deck inside the fan. It's a UB player who hit the deck in number 4, Andrea Basilicato. Basilacato's been everywhere for Bridgeport so far today, just yet to find her way on the score sheet. The lone goal coming earlier in the first quarter by Jessica Kinzer. Duville 5 unanswered, giving them the 5-1 lead, 12:50 to go in the second quarter. Courtney Hylock on the near wing completes the breakout for the Purple Knights single-handedly. Hylock getting hounded behind the goal by Amanda Walazuski for the Saints. Walazuski defensively blocks the pass in front as it was looking to go to Megan Kreitler, who found her way in front of the goal. Good defensive effort from Walazuski, and then Sydney Gordon came back to try to help out. However, it's bumped away. Make that Sydney Waters, I beg your pardon, as Waters got it bumped away from her. The officials' ruling will give Waters some time and space to find Bryn Stwarzelik to start the breakout. Just over 12 minutes remain in the first half of play, looking for our first goal in the second quarter. Walazuski with a player behind her, as Walazuski does a fine job evading Shyla Murray and completing the breakout. Danielle Thompson along the near wing starts the offense for Duville. Danielle Kreitler behind the goal. Kreitler to the right wing. Too far ahead for Sydney Gordon. She stops controls and starts it for Chris Stefanelli for Paige Cosina. The most recent goal scorer for the Saints being Bethany Walcott. She finds her way atop the key. Walcott to the left side. Walcott spins again. Walcott shoots. She scores! Bethany Walcott, natural hat trick at Dobson Field.
Our senior number 8, Bethany Walcott.
11:34 to go in the second quarter. It's a 6-1 Saints lead. Houghton with possession here. And it's Pataki up the left side. Set up the penalty shot goal just moments ago. That tied things up, and Duville will set up defensively. Gallagher turns and finds Coyle. Now Gainshin in the middle. Will send it up the left side. Coming hard after it is Maggie Leeds. Leeds wins the race. She'll use Coyle, looking for the give and go. Couldn't get it there. Coyle sends it far side now. Back to Coyle. Coyle steps up, sends a through ball in that will bounce all the way back out, and it'll come to Camilleri in the middle. Camilleri will step up and take a shot, looking for the top right corner. Not able to bury it. A nice save there. Coming across was Megan Merrifield. A corner kick now for Duville. Camilleri saw the opportunity from 30 out, said why not, gave it a heave, and it results in another chance for Duville. A corner kick coming from the near side. And as you hear it from Phil Paquette, the public address announcer at Dobson Field, Sarah Milzarski checks into the game wearing number 7 for Duville. The corner kick gets blocked short, and Houghton will take advantage and clear it out. Nice one-touch passing there. Gets an open Sarah Dibble. Turning, pass will go far side, and now Houghton attacks offensively. It's Milne on the far side. She loses possession as Gabby Brown stepped up and stole the pass. Turning is Gallagher. Lily Gallagher sends it back. Gabby Brown. To the middle, and now the near side. As Brooke Ianiero switches sides of the field with the substitution. Sarah Milzarski in. She'll come over to the near side middle, and she'll receive a pass from Camilleri. It'll go too far and back to Polar. She'll step up and play it for Gabby Brown. Brown sends it to the middle, looking for her pass. Unable to control it was Burness, and Houghton turns away with it. Now D'Youville regains possession with Gallagher on the far side. She'll cut to the middle. She's got Camilleri, and she'll give it to her. Camilleri, quick pass, stolen away, though, there by Natalie Milne. Gainchen comes back, makes the play. Coyle sends it far side. Gallagher's cutting to midfield now, and she'll stop. Turn back, looking for Coyle. Couldn't get it to her. Stolen away there by Steffen, the lone goal scorer here today for Houghton. And that'll be a call on the field. D'Youville will get a free kick. Just over 22 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Tie ball game, 1-1. D'Youville went up early with a goal from Maggie Leeds. And just a few minutes ago on a penalty kick, it was Mariah Steffen for Houghton to tie it up. Here's Steffen again. She's got a lane as she steals it away. She'll use her wingers. Sierra Dibble comes into the middle, and Brown will rip that one. But Pataki wins the 50-50. Now stepping into it was Pakla, and she'll clear it. That was Brooke Ianiero, rather. Pakla on the near side will defend the throw. Pataki sends it back to the thrower in Block. Block will get checked by Ianiero. Rebecca Block will throw it again. That's Pataki with the heave, and it goes to the 6, and coming out to make the play off the header is Poehler. Lori Poehler grabs that one, and she'll set it down and give it to her defense. Gallagher to Coyle. Steps back, takes the space, now out to Gallagher. Looking to change fields, and she'll use Camilleri in the middle to do so. Now it comes back far side. Unable to control the pass was Coyle, and it goes all the way back. Gabby Brown stepped up to make the play, as Steffen had the chance to steal that pass away to no avail. Poehler swings it out near side, and here's Ianiero back to Lori Poehler. To Gabby Brown inside the 18. She'll step up and get it out along the near side for Ianiero. Ianiero to Pakla. Pakla back for Ianiero, now to the middle. Ianiero sends it up. Quick passing for D'Youville, and now they're in over midfield. The chip pass ahead from Burness. It's Maggie Lead on the far side. She's got Camilleri to the middle. The shot from Leeds. Rebound in front. They score! Danny Camilleri follows up on the play. Puts it home. D'Youville's back on top. Maggie Leeds. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Class AA Section 6 Softball Championship. The Orchard Park Quakers, the 1 seed, 12-4 in their regular season. Lancaster, 16-2, the number 2 seed in the AA bracket. They meet today for the 3rd time after splitting 2 games this season. Maddie Balk delivers inside. Make it 1-1 to the leadoff batter, Kaylee Valancourt. Maddie Balk, 6 strikeouts so far, 4 walks, an earned run, and 1 hit against. Chopped at right up high into the air. Balk comes over to make the play. She collides with her catcher, Park, who wanted 1 more out herself, but Balk stands tall and makes the play. 1 out, gone.
And I think the only reason Balk got that instead of Park was because that arm was a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Ella.
Now Ella Sheehan steps up. Sheehan's last time up, a pop out to the catcher, Park, back in the 2nd inning. She watches a first pitch low. Orchard Park's lone hit today came around to score. Another one up into the air. Park under it, makes the play.
We're going to have a talk with Maddie if she gets a chance for a 3rd straight out again in the 2nd inning, right?
Yeah.
Number 22, Abby Togerson.
You look at the way this game has been dominated by the defense of the Lancaster Legends. You could say the same about Orchard Park, a bit more of a team game defensively for Orchard Park, everyone getting a bit involved. But for Lancaster, the first inning, 3 straight strikeouts from the pitcher, Bulk. In the second inning, it was 3 pop-outs to the catcher, Park. In the third, 2 strikeouts. In the fourth, a strikeout, 2 walks, caught stealing in there as well. And in this inning, 2 pop-ups to the pitcher and the catcher respectively, and now a 2-0 count to Abby Torgerson.
And if you don't think those were tough for a catcher with the wind blowing, I mean, unbelievable. That is a very tough play for a catcher, especially with the wind blowing the way it is out here today.
Wind blowing from our backs on the first base line across right to left field. A 3-0 count now as Bulk has lost the strike zone again. This happened last inning, Tom, where Stewart and Covelli each earned themselves a 4-0 clean walk on base. That one in there for a strike, 3-1.
And what you definitely don't want to see happen is you do not want to walk the bottom of the lineup, the number 9 batter, to get to the top of the lineup, because that's where, you know what I mean, there's a reason there's a top of the lineup, right? Those are your better hitters.
Evelyn Wozniak on deck. That one upstairs. Torgensen to first base. Evelyn Wozniak, her last time up, she earned herself a walk, got caught stealing between first and second base. Her previous time up in the first inning, a swinging strikeout. 2 outs gone by in the bottom of the 5th to the Quakers. Maddie Bulk delivers outside, just catches the corner. An 0-1 count to the shortstop, Wozniak. Beautiful clear day in Depew, New York. About 10-mile-an-hour winds from our back right to left field. Foul ball off the face mask of Ellie Park. 0-2 the count now for Wozniak. Orchard Park not having scored since the bottom of the 2nd. That was the game's last run scored. It has been 3 innings since. Just 2 runners have got on base since then for either squad and been put in any sort of dangerous situation. Chopped at up the first base line. Moving over is the first baseman, Francesca Morris. She can't get there before it catches the mesh. We remain 0-2. Two strikes, no balls, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning for Maddie Bulk, looking to get out of trouble. Bounces one before the plate, continuing to second, and getting there is Abby Torgerson. The quick legs of number 22 from first to second base. She gets there in time. The game's go-ahead run in scoring position for a 1-2 count to Evelyn Wozniak. Fought her way back from a 1-2 count previous in the last at-bat. Chops at this one, straight up to second base. Getting over to make the play is Isabella Domino to retire the side and help out her pitcher, Maddie Bulk, and get out of trouble. 1-1, we remain after 5 innings of play. It'll be the top of the lineup, due up for the Lancaster Legends in the 6th. Romanowski, Shirkus, and Maddie Bulk due up for Lancaster right here on the NFHS Network. We welcome you back to College Center Gym, DeUville College in downtown Buffalo. It's the Bridgeport Knights out to a 17-13 advantage in the opening set here from Buffalo. The send-over from Henneman is handled by the Saints. Wostowski sets it up for Damstetter, and she'll get the kill out of the timeout. Point for DeUville. They bring it within 3. This Bridgeport team eyeing down the Damon Wildcats as they sit right behind them for number 2 in the ECC. Damon, a perfect 10-0 record in conference play. Bridgeport 7-2. Just behind them is Mercy at 6-2 on the season. There's an interesting match today. Mercy and Damon going on at 1 o'clock as another veteran kill there will fall for the Knights. Believe that one was Emily Burford again. So I'm sure if you're Bridgeport, you want to wrap this one up as soon as possible and get to a screen and watch Damon Mercy to see if you can gain any ground on that Damon team. Another point will go to Dieuville here. (18-15) our score as Sammy Kalane will serve. Of course, Mercy sitting right behind Bridgeport at 6-2. That game pretty meaningful in terms of seeding for the playoffs, as both teams just have one game remaining in ECC play. Corrales sends it over, middle of the floor. Henneman gets down and digs it out. Swinging on it now is Burford and Smith. And now it'll tip up and off the net of Dieuville. Point for the Knights as a miscommunication causes the point. We look at the setter, Jaden Drolinger, who had a standout performance in the previous matchup between these two. 38 assists along with 12 digs. She averages just under 11 sets at assists per set this season in conference games, and every game just about 10.5 per set. She's already at 8. Far side drive will fly right at Coach Shanley. Out of play, point for Dieuville. Substitutions will bring in Nathalia Rocha for Kendall Haberer. Wistowski sends it backside. It's managed, and a tip at the line from Wittick will fall. Point for Dieuville. Sarah Wittick gets on the board with her second kill of the day, hitting at 1,000. Emma Wistowski to serve again, goes back line. It's handled there by Smith. Near side drive will fall, but a point for Dieuville as the Knight got a hand on the net. It was Paula Hernandez swinging on it near side. Point for the Saints, and we've got a 1-point ball game. 19-18. Emma Wistowski sends it back line. Henneman handles it to the front line. It won't be managed as Drolinger couldn't get there in time. We're tied up at 19 in the opening set from College Center Gym. Emma Wistowski on a run. 3 straight points off Wistowski serves. We'll see if she can do it again. Goes back line. Henneman had a tough handle on it. Keeping it alive for a moment was Melanie Smith, but Dieuville will take the lead. 20-19, Saints advantage, and they force the timeout from Gary Mullen. And Bridgeport will join you back after the timeout. 20-19 is our score in favor of the Saints. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back to College Center Gym. Dieuville up 20-19 on an Emma Wistowski run serving. Wistowski 8 assists in today's game, evening up Jaden Drollinger's assist mark. On the other side, both teams setters with 8 assists. Now Wistowski behind the line looks for 5. Sends it back line. Henneman got under it. Pops far side. Now near side. Hernandez swings back line. It's met by Musilek. Wistowski far side. Corrales drive and gets the point. It goes off of a Knight arm at the line. Out of bounds. 21-19 Dieuville advantage. Wistowski 5 in a row now. Sends it back line right to Henneman again. That one will pop up and over. Wittick got a tip on it. And now it's set right back down. Corrales with the kill. A 3-point lead for Dieuville. Wistowski to the line again. 6 in a row for Wistowski. Sends it back line, and that will end the run on a service error as the Knights will get one back. 22-20. They are down, but they have the serve, and they look to the senior middleback, Amanda Keller, wearing number 15 in gray. Sends it over. Backline Musilek got the bump under it. Kalane will send it towards Rocha. She'll get it over on a nice swing there. Now Wittick drives on it. It's handled by the Knights. Swinging on this one is Hernandez. Blocked at the line. Rocha and Wittick were there. Backline drive now will go into the net. Point for Dieuville. Now the freshman who got the start, J.C. Corrales, at the line to serve, stands, delivers one back row. It's dug out and now pops near side. Hernandez tipped by Wittick right back down. Henneman bumped it up. Hernandez swing again. Musilek got there. Wistowski will lay it up for Corrales, swinging backside. Point to Uville. A set point for the Saints as they look to Corrales, up 4. Delivers one to the middle of the floor, diving. There is Melanie Smith. It pops near side. Hernandez has to bump it over. Deauville offensively sets up with Wistowski to Musilek. Drive goes off of an arm. And we've got a ruling. A point for the Saints. They win the first set, 25-20. Deauville goes on a run with Emma Wistowski at the service line. She gets 6 in a row at one point. J.C. Corrales finishes it off. That's where we stand. Deauville, 25-20, win the first set. We'll be right back with set number 2 right here from College Center Gymnasium.
And now, here's the starting lineup for your Deauville Saints. At center, a 6-foot freshman from Puerto Rico, number 1, Randy Adorno. An outside hitter, a 6'3" freshman from Wales, Wisconsin, number 3, Jacob Mallett. An outside hitter, a 6'3" junior from Hamburg, New York, number 9, Dan Bouchard.
And now, here is the starting lineup for your Deauville Saints. Leading off, the second baseman, number 2, Maddie Pepke. Batting second, the shortstop, number 4, Gianna Adamo.
Jacob Morgan for 3.
Our final senior played one season for the Purple and White, and after suffering an injury his sophomore season, he transitioned to a role as the Purple Eagles undergraduate assistant for the last 2 seasons. As the undergrad assistant, he organizes team meals, uniform pickups, assists the sports information director with her many inquiries, and helps with various other off-the-field tasks. In his time as the undergrad assistant, he has set the single-season record for sandwiches made on the road. This senior, who is a member of President's Society, graduated with a degree in accounting with a minor in economics. He plans to attend graduate school and hopes to become a director of baseball operations at a Power 5 school. Head coach Rob McCoy said this of the senior: after experiencing career-ending circumstances, Alex became a quintessential foxhole guy. He has worked tirelessly and selflessly every day to help our players and our program in every possible way. He is leaving Niagara baseball better than he found it. He is Eagles personified. Escorted by his parents, Kathleen and Stephen, from North Tonawanda, New York, Alex Zulia.
I'm here with senior from the Amherst Tigers, Teddy McDuffie. Teddy, you just won the Far West Regional title, defeating a team that had only lost one time in 2 years. What does it mean to beat Pittsford Mendon?
This is probably the hardest game.
That playing with compassion. We spoke before for the article that's on Western New York Athletics. If you're watching, check that out on this Cheektowaga team that will be representing New York State. More on that in a moment. But talk about playing with compassion. What does that mean to you? And when you're coaching the team, how do you teach that?
So the kids have to understand who they're playing defense
You lost
against.
last year to this Canisius team in the championship. You got your chance again today. You had your chance yesterday. You didn't get a chance to pitch. You got your chance on the mound today. What does it mean to close it out against them specifically?
From the very last inning of last year of our incredibly high-scoring battle, we've all been thinking about it, how we're hungry and ready to come back. We've been working real hard all off season and throughout this year to come back and do what we just did.
Had a big family section here today. For your last game on this floor at St. Mary's, what did it mean to drop 43 tonight?
It was huge. It still hasn't registered that it's my last game, but for my family to be here and support me through all the 4 years at St. Mary's, it feels really special. And it's sad to say that it's my last game, but I'm on to bigger things, and I'm kind of excited for the next chapter.
Bigger things down in Pennsylvania at Penn State. You can watch her there. That's Shea Chesky, player of the game.
Once again, thank you for joining us for our entire crew at the NFHS Network and Western New York Athletics. Heidi Gunther producing, Mario Hall on the cameras, Tom Prince, my color man today, and every one of you that tuned in to join us, we thank you, and we'll see you next year. On behalf of everyone, I'm Jack Cruiser, and I bid you adieu.